Hey, I know you're busy and all, but I've got something I think you'll want to see. I'm still on Ruhnuk, but I relocated. Made some progress with our little project, and I needed a bigger setup. When you get a chance, come check it out. There's someone here who wants to meet you. Welcome to the new place. What do you think? Funny enough, most of it is thanks to the little Kiramud over there.
Clarification. Any contribution I have made to this fruitless endeavor has been entirely against my will.
Ah, don't listen to him. He's just trying to sound tough because we've got company. Had to make a few adjustments. It was getting way too hard to concentrate, always keeping one eye on him. But we're good now, right, Kiramud? Enough about him. Let's get to why you're really here. I'd like to introduce you to B3-S1, Bessie. Figured she needed a designation of some kind, but Bessie is a lot easier to say when you need to get her attention. Now, I know you might be thinking that she doesn't look like the other Basulik you've run into. Kur Harangir was doing some crazy experiments on this Ecod, piecing all sorts of things together that didn't belong. Took a lot of work, but we finally got her into something that can move, something that can learn. She will be, but there's still work to do. Bessie's got all her basic functionality, but she still needs a lot of training before I can turn her over to you. Basilisk droids are more naturally adaptable than other droids. I can't just program her to do what you want. If we want her to remember how to be a Basilisk droid, we've got to teach her. She needs to learn by doing. So I'm thinking, if Bessie's going to be yours, you should be the one to take her out and train her. Hold on, we've still got a ways to go. But I love the enthusiasm. Take these. Training modules for Bessie. They'll help her focus on the things a Basilisk droid needs to know how to do.
Interjection. The Basilisk droid's learning capabilities are severely limited. The Mandalorian's training modules are woefully insufficient. Recommendation. Scrap the inferior Basilisk droid and put the parts to use elsewhere. Building a new chassis for yours truly, perhaps.
What about those memory chips you built for Bessie? Don't you want to see if they work?
Correction. I did not build these memory chips for the Basilisk droid. I simply required a distraction from the aggravating circumstances of my indentured servitude.
Whatever the reason, if anyone can get Bessie into shape, it's you. Nobody else has that kind of processing power.
Agreement. You are correct in your assessment, Mandalorian. You may demonstrate the usefulness of the memory chips to our visitor.
Puffing up that little ego of his is the only way I can get him to do anything. He got real agreeable once I started calling him Kiramud, killer. I hit a wall one day trying to get Bessie to retain information I was feeding her. The little Kiramud whipped them up just to show me how much better he was at this whole thing. But those memory chips he built really are nothing to sneeze at. Bessie needs them to unlock behavioral programs I can't reach. Otherwise, she won't remember the things you teach her. Can't get her to do anything without a memory chip, if I'm being honest. If you want Bessie to work, make sure you give her one before you take her out. Only problem we haven't been able to work out is how long the memory chips keep the connection to her behavioral systems open. Keep an eye on how long you've got Bessie out there. I think that's everything. Why don't you get started? I'm sure Bessie's dying for some fresh air and exercise. Appreciate you trying to get it right. Give Bessie one of the memory chips. That'll access the behavioral systems in her memory core, but it only works for a short time. Then, use one of the training modules I gave you. It'll help you guide her in the things she needs to know. Easy enough? Ready to start? Jate. Can't wait to see what kind of data comes out of this.